Realtors, and welcome to the SCR Update, your go-to source for what's happening in the world of real estate and how it impacts you and your business. This is episode 394, and today is June 1st. And as always, I'm your real estate influencer and host, Nick Kremydas, CEO of the South Carolina Realtors. So please grab your coffee and don't forget to stick around for our Don't Do That segment a little bit later in the program. So let's get right into it. Happy June, everyone. As you all know, June is National Homeownership Month, which always gets me feeling, well, I always reflect on kind of my personal story of what homeownership means to me. For those of you who have been listening for a while, or maybe you're new to the SCR family, you might wonder why I get so fired up about this profession. And let me tell you a little bit about my personal journey here at SCR. Decades ago, two young Greek immigrants left behind everything they knew, their culture, their language, and their families. My mom and dad stepped onto American soil with nothing but a dream for a better life. For them, that dream wasn't fully realized until the day they signed their names on a deed, and they had help from a realtor, Aubrey Richardson, in Florence, South Carolina. Buying their first home didn't just give our family four walls. It gave us roots. It gave us stability, a sense of belonging, a real foundation for the future. And in a beautiful twist of fate, the son of those two brave immigrants would go on to law school and become the CEO of the South Carolina Realtors. Aubrey would help my wife and I with our home, a home where we've raised our two beautiful children. Every day, I get to serve an organization that defends and promotes the American dream, the very dream that my parents sacrificed everything to achieve. Every time a realtor helps a family buy a home in South Carolina, they're creating a new future for the next generation of homeowners. Realtors, you know that home ownership is real. It changes everything. Thank you for protecting that dream. Thank you for moving South Carolina forward. That's the why behind everything I do at SCR. That's my passion. Home ownership is the ultimate wealth builder and community stabilizer. And realtors, we are the gatekeepers of that dream. But as we know, protecting that dream means keeping our eyes peeled for actors that are maybe trying to exploit or take advantage of our clients. And that brings me to a new warning that I need to share with you today. You know, first, the legal hotline often helps us predict what's coming next in the marketplace. And I got a first last week on the legal hotline. I received a call from a member whose seller was hit with a surprise bill, a major bill at closing. Now, this was a completely unexpected bill of almost $29,000 from guess who? Their HVAC company. And I'm calling this the quote, HVAC Rent-to-Never-Own lease. Now, the member sent me a copy of the lease, and I'm very appreciative and thankful for the member reaching out and sharing this information with us. And this is what I read. This is how this lease works. And this was a local HVAC company that leased, you heard me right, they leased the HVAC system to the seller for the low monthly payment of $375. Now, the lease structures 10 years of those payments, 120 payments in total. The total cost of the equipment and install was $28,000. Guess what the total lease payments were at the end of that 120 months? Almost $44,000. So it is not rent to own. The lease that I read specifically says there's no option to purchase the equipment at the end of the lease. And early termination of the lease results in what? Well, this seller found out total payments becoming due. And these companies seem to offer a worry-free lease program. They tell the homeowner, hey, you don't have to pay this huge upfront cost for a new unit. Pay these low monthly fees. We handle all the maintenance and service. Sounds pretty convenient, right? Well, it seems like a really bad financial decision to me. So realtors, when you're taking a listing, ask your seller, I can't believe I'm telling you this, but ask your seller, is there HVAC or maybe their water heater? Now, we know to ask about solar panels, right? Because these are often leased. But I think we need to start asking sellers, is your HVAC system on a lease or a monthly payment plan? And ask your sellers, check the fine print of their contract so there's no surprise that blows up your closing at the 11th hour. Again, I'm still kind of in shock, Tyler, that I have to even mention this. Tyler's on the control board today, doing a great job. Thanks for hosting the program today for me. Now, realtors, if you want to address practices like this in real time, you want to have a voice and take part in shaping the laws, contracts, policies that we use here in South Carolina, you need to get involved. Applications are officially open for SCR's 2027 committees. Look, we don't want you sitting on the sidelines. Whether your passion is professional standards, legislative advocacy, standard forms, your voice matters. The deadline to submit your volunteer application is August 1st. So head on over to the SCR website. Tyler, I'm assuming we've got a tab that says get involved, or it's one of the rotating images on the screen, and apply for committees today. Don't wait until August 1st. Go do it today. Your association is only as strong as the volunteers who lead it. We need your voice. And finally, on the news front, while you're applying, while you're on the website applying for committees, help SCR also spread a little bit of love and recognition. It's time to nominate your peers for SCR's annual awards. And I know you know a realtor, maybe you, that goes above and beyond every single time. The agent, the realtor, the leader who single-handedly is involved in their community, in their association, mentoring other agents, or does incredible charity work in your neighborhood or community. Stop keeping them a secret. Take a few minutes to nominate them. Help us celebrate the absolute best of South Carolina real estate. Nominations are open, and I believe we've got a website link available for that as well. So now it is time for Don't Do That. Awesome. I think we nailed it this time, Tyler. We're going to come up with a jingle for Don't Do That. I think that's going to be fun. But this is the segment where we try to help keep you out of trouble, not only with the Real Estate Commission, but in the overall professional standards and ethics process. Today we're focusing on baseline practice compliance and professional ethics. Just a quick refresher and reminder. We have been now in the post-Sitzer settlement compliance phase for almost a couple of years now. And just as a reminder, we're never going to have this behind us. This is the settlement rules, which were also reaffirmed in the buy-side lawsuit settlement, the Tokory settlement that NAR recently reached, emphasizes that these rules are still in place and part of our regular practice going forward. So remember, some really basic rules here to remember, realtors. You need a buyer agreement to show an open house. No exceptions. No commission offers through the MLS. Keep all compensation language, hints, clues, other workarounds completely out of all MLS fields. And remind your clients that commissions are fully negotiable. Remind them of the transparency in the process, the services, and in the transaction that you offer to your clients across the state. And lastly, in this segment, we've had a little bit of a spike on the legal hotline of a very old but dangerous habit, and that's client poaching. And let me be completely clear, completely unequivocal. Do not interfere with the active agency relationship of another licensee. Under Article 16 of the Code of Ethics and explicitly under South Carolina license law, you are strictly prohibited from taking any action inconsistent with the exclusive brokerage agreements held by your peers. If a buyer or seller is already under a signed contractual relationship with another firm, guys, it's hands off. Trying to solicit them, convincing them to break their current agreement, or going around their agent to deal with them directly isn't just an ethical violation, it's a fast track to a license law violation, disciplinary action by the Real Estate Commission, and a really ugly ethics hearing. And don't go online to trash your competition. Respect the contract, respect your peers, and let's keep our transactions clean. All right? So on that note, Realtors, let's wrap this update up. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page. Make sure you never miss one of our updates. Have a monster June. Stay safe, stay Realtor strong, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, everyone.